Let's take you now to our top story tonight that we had told you a little bit about earlier. President William Ruto now says that his hands are tied over the rise in fuel prices in the country. Sources who attended a UDA parliamentary meeting attended by over 200 members of parliament from Kenya Kwanza coalition at State House Nairobi have intimated to Citizen TV that the question of the rising cost of living featured prominently during that meeting. Meanwhile, Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir, who appeared before the National Assembly's Energy Committee, was hard-pressed to explain the high fuel prices compared to the neighboring countries.
In a parliamentary group meeting convened by President William Ruto as the party leader of UDA and the Kenya Kwanza coalition, the reality of the high cost of living, which has largely been attributed to the rise in fuel prices, featured prominently. With over 200 members of parliament in attendance, sources tell us that leaders raised concerns over the rising cost of fuel prices, which is making life hard for millions of Kenyans, thus making the regime unpopular to the masses. Fuel prices have gone steadily since Kenya Kwanza took power, an issue that the head of state said was not making him lose his sleep as his hands are tied. The Ruto regime has attributed the rise in fuel prices to the ongoing Israel-Hamas war.
But in terms of the prices coming down,
Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir, who appeared before National Assembly Energy Committee, was grilled by MPs over failure by Kenya to reduce the cost of fuel compared to neighboring states.
Tanzania, as we speak, prices are going up. Going down in Tanzania. While in Kenya, the prices are going up.
The product in Tanzania or Uganda would not be cheaper than Kenya on account of freight and premium. It will be because of taxes. We'll always be lower on freight and premium, Chair. And that's why I said we need a wider scope of time to discuss and possibly be able to take these honorable members through what was negotiated.
The Ministry of Energy officials have also attributed the differences of fuel prices in the country with our neighbors to the dollar exchange rate, which have seen their currencies gain against the Kenyan shilling.
We have lost 13% in terms of ground from the Kenya shilling to the Tanzanian shilling. So as we convert that landed cost to the Kenya shilling, the biggest factor is the exchange rate when we come to compute. So that is also important, so that then even as we compare those high Tanzanian numbers, we need to compare apple to apple. Tanzania also is priced on a different basis than us. They price on M-2, 2 months behind. We plan on M-1.
Kenya Kwanza MPs are set for another parliamentary group meeting next week to discuss soaring cost of fuel, even as it continues to be a pain at the pump for Kenyans.